Hi, this is Cindy Cochran. Welcome to the archives of the Cindy Cochran Show. Remember, I'm live Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 11, right here on irlonestar.com. You can be a part of the show by calling 936-647-3776. Also, please visit my Facebook page, The Cindy Cochran Show. And let me say a special thanks to our show sponsors, BK Meyer Photography. If you would like to be a sponsor of The Cindy Cochran Show, contact me at cindy@irlonestar.com. Enjoy! Good morning, everybody. It is Monday, January the 4th. Happy New Year, everybody, that I haven't got to see, right off the very first thing of the year. So, January 4th, I guess that's really where you really start the new year, because you need to have some time, some cushion time before you have to start all those resolutions and all that stuff. Good morning, Lt.Bob Berry from the Conroe Police Department.
Good morning.
Boy, I can't believe we finally got together on the Monday.
Yes.
Poor Bob is coming here, opens the door like, is she here today? No, she's still off. Oh, okay. I guess I missed that memo. I'm going to make up
for all the days that I missed.
Yeah, right.
So okay. That way I can maybe even it out for a little while.
All right, perfect. Now, Bob, you got a lot of competition today because, of course, we have Jimmy the C, and we're going to be talking about the Houston Texans and all those, people that didn't believe. Here we are, and we'll talk to him about that. And he said yes, he's excited to talk about it. Also, we have drum roll, please. Okay, give me a drum roll. Let's go, Bob. Drum roll. Today, on their promotional tour for the new Hanging with the Hayters, we're going to be having our guest, Mark and Kay Hayter. You'll remember Mark from the Mark and Cindy show.
Absolutely.
And the spinoff of that show was the Mark and Kay show, the Hanging with the Hayters. And it's going to be a new comedy show every Wednesday at noon. So we can hang around, sit outside, and listen to their show on Wednesdays if you want to come and listen. Now, they're not going to have call-ins. It's just going to be a comedy show. You listen, you enjoy, and you don't have to feel compelled to have to call in and join in, but you can just enjoy it, and it's going to be great. And they're going to be with me at after 10:15. At 10:15, they'll be here, so get everything ready, get all your stuff together, and cuddle up with that computer and listen to the Cindy Cochran Show with the Mark and Kay Hayter on Hanging with the Hayters. Hanging with the Hayters. And people are going to probably take that wrong, don't you think? And then when they listen to it, they'll go like, they're not haters, they're lovers. And but it's okay. Poor Mark, living with that word hater, and him having to, just totally counteract that by the way he lived his life and how happy he is all the time. And
Hayter.
That's right. That's right. They are, they're a great couple, and she's beautiful. She's wonderful. She's so sweet and calm and all that. And Mark is kind of like, wow, all out there. And so it's a great team, and Mark's a great writer, of course. You know that by Sundays, the trends on Sundays. Mark does his column each week in the Courier, and so it's going to be fun when they get here. But we got so much to talk about because Mr. Bob Berry. I need to say Happy New Year to Richard. Richard, Happy New Year. I wanted to make sure that I said Happy New Year to you.
Thank you.
And what was the deal was I sent you a Merry Christmas text, and then I guess on the 25th you said, now it's Merry Christmas. Is that what you did?
Yeah, because it was Christmas Eve, and you were talking about being Christmas. I was like, no, it's not Christmas yet.
No, I was
Now it's a Merry Christmas because it was on the 25th.
I was just trying to jump it so that you'll hope you have a Merry Christmas. If I called you on Christmas Day, you may have already had a bad day, and so I couldn't have wished you a Merry Christmas.
There you go.
It just makes sense to me. But anyway, it's so great not to have to send a card anymore. You just text people Merry Christmas.
Or Facebook.
Yeah,
Same thing with birthday.
You can do a massive thing with Facebook and just say Merry Christmas. You're not getting a card, and you can send your picture. And I don't know. We got a card from a family that did one of those things that all the trips they'd taken to Europe and all the things they had done and all the cars and things that they acquired. And I don't know what those are for, to make me feel bad, or I'm happy for you. I try to be happy for those people, but it's like
we would
in
get
my
full-on
face.
letters. Like it's basically like a 2-page letter saying this is what our whole family's been up to.
And what's funny, you don't need to do that anymore. We got Facebook. If I want to know, I'll stalk you. And there are people that I stalk, and I know things about them. When I see them, I go like, how is that? And they go, how'd you know that? And I go, you're on Facebook, man. I know everything about what you're going on. She says, you really look at it like, good, don't you? I went, yeah, that's what it's about. But the news feed is normally what I just go through the news feed. If something catches me, I may go to there. Bob, I don't see you perusing the news feed.
Not a whole lot, no.
He has a problem.
I go in and check it every now and then.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good.
And I send you an email every now and then, and you don't send it back to me.
Well, then when I send one back to you, I keep looking at it. No, he hasn't sent it back. And I hate to call you over the holidays, but I thought you were on vacation. I really thought you were on vacation, so I apologize.
I was off, but I was here in town.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Well, I saw you at church, and I thought, man, he's over there, and as soon as it lets out, he's going to have time enough to get out of the place to meet you over there. I saw Bob Smiley, but he kind of looked down at his phone and passed me by, and I think it's because he probably thought I was like, when are you going to be on the show next? But I do want to try and get him back on the show. He's been touring and doing lots of stuff, but hopefully we can grab him. But I was glad to see him at church. And speaking of that, it was packed.
It was
Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good. People are, like they're coming back and asking forgiveness of all the things they did over the holidays, and I think that's,
I think it's
good.
The beginning of a new year, and we're ready to go.
Yeah, it is. It is a new beginning, and that's what we like about, the fact that we can start over again. And but God really gave us that privilege, like every day. I am so glad to see other people do that. Bob just spilled his coffee on his shirt, and you're not going to be able to cover
on a white
on a
shirt.
white shirt. Oh boy! So you have to go home and change, or just zip up that jacket.
Probably
Just zip up
need
that
to
jacket.
on this one. Yeah.
Yeah, that one's pretty bad. That looks like somebody threw it at you, like they got
I'm not
mad
sure
at you
I
and
had the
threw it at
lid
you.
on it.
I love that.
about
Also
that?
in the house is Samuel and Cindy Combs, my grandchildren. And, today is a teacher development day or something. And last year at the same time, I was driving up to the front of the school to let them off. I'm going like, we can't be that late. I thought I was on time. I'm looking at the time. I'm like, where is everybody? And we just sat there. We couldn't see anybody in there, and there's no cars around. And I'm like, what's going on here? And so I walked up to the thing, looked in, nobody's there. And I went, oh, great. They must start tomorrow. And so I had to look it up, which I should have done before. But I thought, Monday, here it is. They've had 2 weeks off, for crying out loud. It's time for them to go back. But really, I was on time, and that's what made me mad. Was I was on time. I was going to get them there on time, and I'm kind of notoriously known for not really getting the kids dropped off on time. I know. Look at Bob shaking his head like, you, Cindy? But what's so sad is that all the teachers that stand out front to open the doors for the kids to get out, when they see me come up, and I'm early, they're looking at their watch because they're going like, what time is, so it's sad. I have that reputation. I'm trying to do better this year. I'm going to try and do better, but
a new resolution.
Yeah, new resolution.
Yeah.
I'm going to try. I just try every day to do better. That's all I can do. And that's about it. And I'm putting it to that. I'm not going to try to do anything else. But the kids had a great Christmas. They got tablets. I got to tell any parent out there who's wondering about, like, God, I wish the kid would find something to do. Give them a tablet. That is the best babysitter I have seen in my lifetime, was a tablet.
And then they rack up $6,000
We went over
on some type of app thing.
No, we went over the
games.
Unless it has FREE. Now, see, what I don't know is, now when it says that sometimes, does it mean like free for 5 days or free for the first game, or is it really free?
It just depends on how they make the game. A lot of it'll say free, but there'll be in-game purchases. So if they want to buy extra, turns or whatever.
It's like drugs.
They had one
Try
over
it once or twice, you get hooked on it.
over Christmas. There was a report of playing the new Jurassic Park game. A kid spent like $6,000.
Oh, don't even tell me something like that.
So
yeah, so I've told them, we went over and we had little seminars, and we showed them the torture chamber that they would have to go through if we found anything on there. And so
depending on the maker, you can do restrictions.
Oh, you can?
Yeah. If it's Android, they have like a profile. You just make a profile, and the limits like how long they can use YouTube and what they can access on YouTube, and then especially like the in-game purchases. And
Did
stuff
you see
like
my
that.
eyes glaze over after you said fill out a form? You know me. That's
Well, it's awful to protect your kids. You actually got to put some effort into it, right? Awful.
What if you play the games with them? I think that'll be good. Listen, guys, we got so much coming up, and especially right after these breaks, we're going to have Mark and Kay Hayter. We're going to be hanging with the Hayters, a new show coming up starting on Wednesdays at noon with Mark Hayter and his lovely wife, Kay. They'll be with us right after this to talk about what's going to be on the show and what's happening, along with Bob Berry, our LAPD. Conroe PD, we're going to talk about open carry. Open carry, open carry. Okay, we'll be right back. You're listening to the Cindy Cochran Show. Bye-bye.
You ain't heard nothing yet.
Are you interested in learning more about preparing quick, healthy, and safe meals for your family? Would you like to spend time with others learning tips and tricks, along with practicing and tasting nutritious food? If so, the On the Road to Healthy Living Mobile Cooking School is for you. Call Amy Ressler at Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service at 936-539-7825 to find a class near you or volunteer to host a class.
Howdy, howdy, folks. Cable Smith, host of the Lone Star Outdoor Show, inviting you to join me Saturday mornings from 7 to 8 on Lone Star Internet Radio for Texas' premier hunting, fishing, and outdoor talk show. So pour yourself another cup of coffee and pull up that stool a little closer to the old campfire, because if you can catch it or kill it in Texas, we're going to talk about it. That's right. Bucks and ducks, gobblers, monster bass, redfish, trout, and a whole lot more. Plus, you never know what outdoor celebrity is going to drop by, from Phil the Duck Commander Robertson to fishing legend Bill Dance or everybody's favorite uncle Ted Nugent. Heck, we might even mix in an interview and hear some brand spanking new Texas music from one of your favorite Texas musicians like Robert Earl Keen, Brandon Ryder, or the honky-tonk kid himself, Aaron Watson. Loved or hated but never ignored, it's the Lone Star Outdoors Show with me, Cable Smith, Saturday mornings from 7 to 8 right here on Lone Star Internet Radio on irlonestar.com.
Hello, Montgomery County. I'm Rachel Baldwin with Special Olympics Texas, Area 6. Are you a fan of courage? Are you a fan of determination? Are you a fan of acceptance, grace, and skill? Then you're already a fan of Special Olympics. Make it official. Volunteer, coach, and/or compete and be a fan of dignity and acceptance. The dedication of our Special Olympics Texas volunteers provides mainstreaming experiences for athletes with intellectual disabilities. You will touch the heart of another person, and it will move you in a meaningful way that lifts the spirit. Please visit the Heart of East Texas Area 6 webpage at www.sltx.org. Also, like us on Facebook to be a fan and be part of Special Olympics Texas.
Conroe now has another first. The Cindy Cochran Show. Mornings at 10 a.m. on irlonestar.com.
And we're back on the Cindy Cochran Show. It is Monday, and it's beautiful, gorgeous outside, but it's even prettier in here because we've been blessed with the beautiful, no, not you, Mark, Kay Hayter, and her sidekick, Mark, is with her. Mark Hayter and Kay Hayter, and Hanging with the Hayters is going to be starting Wednesday. And I don't know, are you ready for the notoriety, Kay? Are you ready for it?
Well, I'm sorry. I'm sort of already infamous because people have been reading about me for so many years. And
that is so true. They're so true. Now they're going to be able to put a voice to the text in the newspaper.
Right.
And so that's going to be exciting.
You know,
hello,
she
Mark.
Said, hi, kiddo. She said infamous, but I'm the infamous one. She always comes off well, I think. Cindy, thanks so much for having us on the show, by the way. How
I'm
cool
honored.
is that?
I am so honored that you guys decided to come by on your promotional tour for this new comedy series that's starting on Wednesday.
Right.
Every Wednesday at noon here on irlonestar.com.
And I get to sit next to Bob, Lt.Bob.
Bob Berry. I know you've missed Bob.
Bob, what a
like,
guy.
Monday's our only safe day here.
That's right.
Bob's here.
Very packed.
Well, it depends on what my mood is.
True,
that day,
true. And what the topic's going to be.
That's right.
And he's sitting with his back to the glass. I think that's pretty. It's good. It's good here.
And the only reason why I'm doing that is because you're the one that runs the show. Otherwise, I'd have to come back to the wall.
That's right. He knows they'll come after me first because I'm the one that usually says the stupid things or the controversial things, and he'll go, "Oh, I don't know about that, Cindy." And usually, it's something really insane. But he keeps coming back on Mondays. He doesn't go away, so I think he likes it here. Also, later on, we'll have Jimmy the C talk about sports, and I saved him to be a part of the next segment. We'll call him and talk about the Texans and things that I'm sure everybody saw that game or heard about it or
in the TCU game. Oh man.
Okay, I don't know about that one. I only know what from the big game and all. Usually, the Houston Texans is about all I know, and a lot of times I get tripped up on. Oh, he's not the quarterback. Oh, he's with the Jets. Okay, well, all right. Well, anyway, it was a nice game, and I liked the way he looked in the new outfits and stuff. So anyway, we will talk about that. But a lot of stuff has been going on with you guys. It's been months since I've seen you, and then you've been writing and getting ready for the show, right?
Yes.
Can you give us a Reader's Digest synopsis of what your show is going to be about?
I'll try.
So much.
Hanging with the Hayters is one of the most... No, Cindy, I had an idea for this particular show, and I wanted to do something different, learning from the time we had a show together.
Right.
Together. And,
yes.
Boy, I tell you, the 4 days a week just wore my buns out, and my brains out.
And now you're doing 5.
5 days by myself, having to talk to myself mostly because Richard rolls his eyes most of the time at me when I say, "Richard, are you there? Richard."
He can say a lot with those eyes.
Oh, he can.
Noticed. That's what the women are saying.
Brianna Donahoe, one of our avid listeners, said, "I can hear him rolling his eyes at you, Cindy." I know that's bad. That's bad. But go ahead. So you had so this is a spinoff of the Mark and Cindy Show.
Well, it's really just different. It's a comedy. A lot of it is scripted, but a lot of it isn't. And this first show, we're just seeing how well it goes. The problem is with the comedy show, Cindy, is you cannot hear any laughter. And you don't know if what you just said made it or not. But before coming up with the show, I said, I can't do this by myself.
No.
But I couldn't think of anybody that could work with me.
Yeah,
and
that's
so I finally... After thinking it up, I've got to ask Kay. She's the only one. She's lived with me 44 years. Woo! And but she has always been so shy that I thought she is not going to want to do this. So I went and asked. I said, look, just be, if you could, Ed McMahon or something. I just need someone
to bounce off of. Yeah,
and
that's so important.
I just have to repeat something he says every once in a while.
That's her job. No, it is not.
And your script says, "Mark, that was the funniest thing I've ever heard in my whole life. You're wonderful. You're fabulous." Okay.
It's more like get real. No, she even has a Kay's Corner. Kay, what are you going to do on Kay's Corner?
Well, it's going to be a variety of things, something that's been on my mind, or maybe I read something.
You might vent.
I might vent a little bit,
that.
But I really like nature stuff. I'm really into decorating and those kinds of things.
So you may do some hints, some
household
domestic
hints, or
Boy, do I need those. That's
tomato time's coming up. That kind of thing.
Yeah, see, there you go. You'll have just a plethora of things to talk about. I'm sure.
And Cindy, one thing I was originally thinking with these skits to have an actor in here every week.
Right.
To have a skit written in to have them to go along with it.
Oh, that's cool.
I changed my mind after I had Craig Campobella, the greatest sculptor everywhere, a great actor and everything. I had a 30-second script for him to read, and the man would not take direction from me because he has no respect. And so it was like pulling teeth. What do you mean you want it like that? I mean, what? That wasn't good enough? I know, Craig, let's do it again. Anyway, after that, I said, if I get some of these actors who don't know me, Craig does, but they don't have respect either, it's going to be terrible each week. If I have an actor here and I've got to say, please, don't do that.
I'll keep him in line for you.
Dick, that'd be great.
I just roll my eyes out.
But what we're going to do is just have normal people.
People.
And they're going to play a part.
Shoot, I was hoping I could audition for it. Okay.
Oh, there's no auditioning. You could. You will be there at some.
We'll put you on the list.
I get on the short list. Okay. But so you've decided normal people, you're going to bring them in.
I mean, everyday people.
Everyday people. Yeah. Everyday people. Okay, and use them. I love that. That's a good idea.
Well, maybe it is.
Because sometimes those professional actors.
Oh, my goodness.
The ego gets in the way, and it's just hard to, you know
Cindy, there's one other thing I talked to you about, and I don't know. We're not going to have any phone-ins at all.
I did announce that.
Oh, good. You know, when you have a more or less scripted thing and you get a phone call from someone and they're really great, it lengthens the show, but it takes something you've worked on for a long time that you got to toss out.
Wow.
It might be funnier with the person calling.
And that's why she always wants people to call in during her show.
Yeah, that's right.
Because she usually does.
No, we've had that.
We had an accidental caller. Let me just hold this for a second. We had an accidental call.
I was here that day.
We were sitting here, and he goes, "You got a caller." Yay, we got a caller! Somebody called us. I was so excited. And we're a little over anxious probably when we answered them and said, "Hello, caller." And what is your name? He goes, I was, what? Who am I talking to? And it's like, and what is this show about? And what are y'all? He goes, okay, well, what are y'all talking about? I said, you can talk about anything you want to. So he joins in, but this guy had no idea that he was coming on to live TV. He just wanted to ask a question to somebody that works at IR Lone Star about the forum that they had, the political forum that they had. And so he got into, and pulled into the show, and we used him as a co-host for most of the show. It was so fun. And he was like, okay, all right. Well, he was from the Woodlands, and he wanted to know who was the one that did at the computer, did all of the stoplights, because he caught every one of them, and he wants to know who is that hated him for driving. And so we did have, and Dennis O'Connor had asked the very same question like the week before, so I was like ready with the answer.
Oh, right.
There was nobody that was not personal. Don't take it personally, but it was just fun. It was fun. So we can take an accidental caller and make something out of it. I love that. And Richard's right. I love to use that time and burn up time with it. Yeah, it's good.
Well, I always like to advise everybody, it says call in for a reason next to the phone number. So when you do call in, you're calling in the call-in line.
And then he put comma idiot. Dick, I thought that was over.
For a reason. I didn't know a qualifier. Okay, that's why nobody calls.
Well, do you know what the call-in line is, Cindy?
936-647-3776 is that number to call.
That sounds so familiar.
But only if you want to be on the radio.
And for a reason. It's got to be a good reason. No, we have no vetting process here, so whoever calls gets straight onto the line, and we say, hey, and then they can just go, Dennis O'Connor me to death. And he's the one. He's such a great calling, because you never know what voice he's going to use or what character is going to come through. And so we got a call one time, and we had this little child sitting here. It was Brianna's young daughter. And this call comes in and goes, ho, 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 this is Santa Claus, and what do you want for Christmas? I mean, he sounded so, and I knew it had to be Dennis, but it wasn't Dennis. He hadn't do it, so we're still trying to figure out, was it the real Santa Claus? We don't know. But he sounded very authentic.
Holy cow.
I mean, I don't know what Santa Claus sounds like, but I've seen the movie, and I thought he sounded close to that. But anyway, so you're not going to do call-ins. And you're going to it's going to be a lot scripted of what you've written. And we talked about what a great writer you are. And if they want to go check you out before they listen to the show, they can read the trends on Sunday. But this
sweet is
Wednesday
that?
will be your first show, and you are live. You're live. So, we know that you're really here. And if you want to come by and look in the window and watch, Mark, he's got so many, followers. It was weird walking around with Mark anywhere in Conroe because people know him.
And they all love me so much, Craig. No, I'm joking.
Every once in a while in the grocery store, say, she's real. There's a really okay.
That's right. Does it remind you of the Dick Van Dyke Show when they were talking about them doing skits because of something Laura had done? And she would get so embarrassed. But then when people started going like, "Oh, you're so funny. You must be great to live with. That. Great, you're so funny," and all that. And she goes, she starts going, "Yeah, I am. I am pretty funny." You don't think this is going to go to your head or anything, Kay? Right?
I doubt it.
You don't think so? Okay.
No.
What are your fears, Kay? Oh,
what is the fear?
The
What is
fear
the fear you might have
of the show?
that I don't listen and that I don't keep up
with what he's saying?
with what he's saying. Yeah.
It'll be no problem.
Well,
You've had enough practice, and so it'll be fine. And like right now, look how calm and you're serene. You're relaxed. This is okay.
She's
Why do you
drunk.
think that is?
That's,
how much
it's the
did you give her?
bottle.
I was going to ask her how much you gave her before we got here.
Actually, it's Kay ignoring Mark is what it is. She's so used to it, and so she didn't.
right.
Yeah, that's what the listeners will do, so she'll perk it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, there
No.
you go.
See, I think it's going to be interesting because we want to find out when we come back from this break is like can you give us some insight to what the first scripted part of it and analyze that comedy for us? Isn't it awful when a comedian comes on, they start analyzing their comic and they go like, "Oh, I just killed it. I killed it." So, but if you can give us some kind of overview of what we might be expecting when we come back from this break, and we'll be also talking to Jimmy the C and talk about our wonderful Houston Texans, but not as exciting as Hanging with the Hayters. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
Looking for you, Jimmy.
The Cindy Cochran Show. You ain't heard nothing yet.
Tune in every Sunday night right here on Lone Star Internet Radio for adventure, romance, thrills, chills, and everything vintage radio drama can bring. The Players Theater Company Old Time Radio Hour comes to you every Sunday at 7 p.m. with brand new episodes monthly. Our productions always feature actors, music, and sound effects performed completely live. And now you can enjoy seeing each new episode performed on stage at the Owen Theater in Conroe. Check out www.irlonestar.com for information about upcoming episodes. Relive the glory days of vintage radio drama right here with the Players Theater Company Old Time Radio Hour on Lone Star Internet Radio.
Have a legal question? Are you a resident of Montgomery County? Call 281-645-6344 to talk to a volunteer attorney from the Woodlands Bar Association. We answer the phones on the first Monday of every month at 281-645-6344 from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. to provide general legal information and information about legal resources to Montgomery County residents.
Oh, I'm sorry.
At Jazzy Junk, volunteers reclaim, restore, and recycle. Jazzy Junk is a non-profit resale storefront where you will discover wonderful, unique finds at very affordable prices on furniture, antiques, books, art, home decor, and more. When you shop Jazzy Junk, you support New Danville, a community for adults with developmental disabilities. We receive new donations daily, so plan a visit to Jazzy Junk today to find that perfect item or gift. Our motto is here today, gone today, so remember to hurry in and shop often for the best selection. Jazzy Junk is located in the outlets at Conroe on League Line Road and I-45 North. Call 936-441-4500 or visit our website, jazzyjunk.org, that's Junque, for more information and store hours.
The Cindy Cochran Show, the first daily talk show serving Montgomery County.
And we're back with the Cindy Cochran Show. So great today because we've got Mark Hayter and his wife Kay, and especially Bob Berry, Lt.Bob Berry. And Mark and Kay start their new show, Hanging with the Hayters, on Wednesday at 12 o'clock. We're so excited about that. So right here on IR Lone Star, just bless them with a great program that you can listen to every Wednesday. Now, were you fearful, Mark, that it was every Wednesday and that people may not, will they remember to do it on Wednesday? How are you going to remind them?
I'm really not. I put it on Facebook and all like we do, but I really don't know what the.
You need to text them. Text people.
I do.
You have so many friends, and especially in your column, you need to write in code in your column that, or maybe do something where if they pull the paper close enough to them, they can see through that and see the message. Listen to them.
Hey, let's listen to Jim. What's his name? The sports.
Mark, I was getting ready to say
you
that.
You were doing so great. I'm
jumping
sorry.
On...
I apologize. Now, is it coming back to you?
Yes, yeah, it comes back to you.
This is called the Cindy
Cochran Show.
Yeah,
right.
Will you take him home quick? Okay. Jimmy the C is on the line, and he's with us every Monday and talks about sports, Monday morning quarterbacking. And Jimmy, what would be the first group of football players that you would like to congratulate this morning? We got so many.
The University of Houston, first and foremost, congratulate them.
Now, have they won? Like, are they in the playoffs? Are they in? Did they win? What did they do for you to want to congratulate them first? I'm just a little behind on this. I was probably taking a nap. Okay.
Yes, I have to explain to you because I know what an avid sports fan you are. College really didn't have a playoff system until last year, and they only take the top 4 ranked teams.
Oh, I see. Okay,
but
got it.
The way it's set up, they have a what they call a New Year's 6 bowls, where they have 6 main bowls. In Houston was what they came from a smaller conference, considered a smaller school, and they came out of a smaller conference, and they got to play what they call a big powerhouse school like Florida State. And Florida State the year before was in the Final Four for the playoffs, and the year before that, Florida State was the national champions.
And we beat them?
So yes, you didn't just beat them. U of H pretty much almost dominated them from the second half on, which they were picked to lose the game by 7, and they wound up winning the game by 2 touchdowns. So.
There you go. Well, good. Well, no, I love U of H, and when Sam and I first got married, he was an avid fan, so we would go to their games, and I never knew what was going on, but he'd tell me at the end they won or they lost, and then I was happy. But so I'm glad for them.
Well, I'll say one thing, and then we'll move on to the Texans. What was impressive is, number one, they dominated a big school like that on a national stage, which gives the school exposure, which is good for recruits. But I have to really say something about the fan base. For years, no one was coming to the games, and slowly but surely the fan base was building up. But they were playing that game in Atlanta, and it was so loud for the Cougars there. I mean, there was more Cougar fans there, it sounded like, than Florida State. And you got to remember, Florida and Georgia, those 2 states are right next to each other. And, people travel a long way from Houston to get to Atlanta, and I think they were outnumbered them. It was just so loud. I was so proud of the response and the fans showing up there in Atlanta.
Now, talking about being proud, what about the Houston Texans? They have won the division, right? Right? Okay, I got that right.
They have won the division, and at the beginning of the season before it started on your show, I'd said they'd probably win 10, maybe 11 games. They didn't. They fell short 1. I said they would probably have the top 1, 2, maybe 3 defense, and I believe maybe the defense maybe finished up number 2. But after the first 5 games of the season, they were so abysmal. I was like, hey, man, we're just going to play for the number 1 draft pick because we're terrible right now. And
I know you were really throwing shade on all those guys, and I just felt like,
I was throwing shade. Okay.
I was thinking it'd come back and bite you in the behind. But now we're in a Mexican restaurant Sunday after church, and I'm trying to get the attention of my daughter Christy and her husband Tim, and they're looking way above my head because they're watching the game. And everything that they did, they were going like, oh no, is he hurt and all that stuff. Anyway, but Hoyer came through, right? And so we're happy about Hoyer now, right? Is that his name?
We're happy
Hoyer?
this week, but then we'll see what he does next week. It's
okay.
Always. Let me see what we have this week with you because they've started 4 different quarterbacks this year. I mean, I have to give Coach O'Brien credit. He rode the ship out. I mean, he managed to keep putting Band-Aids in places and making little fixes.
But did you see?
Again, you have J.J. Watt. J.J. Watt went off yesterday.
Did you see him? Oh, he was so cute.
It looked like a video game. It wasn't even fair. It was like he was out there playing with high school kids. It was just silly.
There was one point he put his hand up to the camera, and he kept stretching his hand out, going like, "It's fine. My hand's fine. The left hand's fine," and showing that he didn't have the brace on it. So everybody was like, "Yay!" We love our JJ, don't we? Don't we, Mark? You love JJ?
We do. Merciless did a great job, too.
Women love JJ. Yeah. Not just because he's, but they love him because he's so sweet, kind, and he's so enthusiastic, and he's so happy, and he loves his mama on the commercials. So we love JJ.
He loves his mama on the commercials.
Yeah.
Not at home, just on the commercials. He loves his mama.
No, he's great. So anyway, we were glad he's back, but we don't have much time. We've got to get back to the Hayters, and I know you're trying to nurse a cold, so try and get better and feel better.
Real quick,
yes.
Texan game Saturday afternoon, ESPN, 3:30 kickoff. They're playing the Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs are the hottest team of football. They've won 10 games in a row. Kansas City Chiefs are the first team that beat the Texans this year, so the Texans need to take out revenge on the Kansas City Chiefs and beat them, and go Texans, and Happy New Year.
Jimmy, you're so good. Okay,
good?
Happy
and
New
that
Year.
Voice is just
Isn't
golden.
that great? Jimmy the C. Thank you so much, Jimmy. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, guys. That's just amazing.
That was...
I hate sports, but
well, you got
it's made me listen to the sports because we do this, and just so that we throw some stuff in there that somebody likes. Because I was trying to balance that with the Real Housewives report with Brianna Donahoe. We would talk about the housewife. She's an avid Housewives fan, and so I could talk to her intelligently instead of these guys that could care less. And in fact, I was talking to her on the radio about the Housewives, the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and we're talking about it. And Dennis walks by, and he stands there and acts like he's putting a noose around his neck, and he's being hanged and going like, "This is so boring." And he'll always come by when he doesn't like what we're doing. The end is near, with a sign. The end is near. And he walks back and forth. I don't know what people on the street are thinking. Who is he protesting in there? Because he likes to do that.
That's as bad as Hallmark at Christmas time.
That's right. The end is near. But anyway, so does Lori, Bob, does Lori, your wife, watch any of the Housewives stuff?
No. But she loves Hallmark. I can tell you that for all of Christmas.
Yes, she does.
For 2 months. Yeah.
Yes, she does. But and I'm not going to even ask Kay because Kay already shaking her head. So, all right, we're not going to talk about that. It's okay.
I like the Housewives. Oh, wow. I'm lying. I do not.
I know you don't.
Sorry.
In fact, talking about entertainment and things that you like, we're going to talk about some movies that we've all seen or haven't seen yet. And I'm going to just destroy one of them. If you even thought about wanting to go see it, after listening to me, you're either going to go like, well, Cindy, you think she doesn't like, I'm going to really like. You can go see the movie. Or you're going to, say, I think I'll save my $50 and spend it on something else. So that's what I'm going to try and do for you when we come back from our next break. But let's talk some more about the scripting you did for the first show. Can you give us any kind of overview that lets me know what the first show might be about, without spoiler alert or anything?
Not really. No, it's going to be cut up into segments like.
How many segments are you going to have in your pie?
We don't know. I've got an outline there. There's several.
Okay.
But we're going to have a deal about truth or fiction, odd things, and is this true or not? We've come up with several. We'll have a news from a small town.
Okay.
And Kay's Corner telling us about something, and a storyteller time.
You're a storyteller time? Mm-hmm. Now, when at what point during the show will you have the like the live scripted show with the person that you're going to get off the street, Everyday Joe?
The first segment, the first show, we're not going to have anyone. It's just going to be Kay and I to kind of set not the ground rules. But next week, we're going to have a 7-year-old boy who's a genius in tree identification. And that's just unbelievable.
Who would have thought? So you are going to have guests on. Okay.
Yeah. But it's a skit.
But it's for the skit. For the skit.
You know how Ellen always has her kids on her show that are a genius in some
way. And so did it take you long to find this kid?
We went to a play on at Montgomery High School about the homeless children. And it was all high school kids except this one kid named Noah. And without this little kid, I think it was a great show about homelessness. He was just super. And when I saw him, I said, I don't know if he can talk, because in the movie...
Yeah, right. You never know.
He is so great. Anyway, I contacted his mom, and anyway, we're going to get him on. Cindy, there is one thing, and I wanted to mention, how we promoted the daylights out of everything. You and me.
Yes.
Non-profits. We had businesses come in. Why should we go to your realtor and all of this stuff?
Right.
I'm not going to do any of that. I am so sick. The one thing
a community-minded guy is.
Promote was ourselves. We could promote the daylights out of everybody else, and nor did many other people promote.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is something different. That cannot be me. Anyway, we've got a special deal where people can make announcements about their birthdays, about hey, my son's coming from so and so, or Mackenzie barbecue is the best, or whatever. I don't care.
It's going to cost you, but
it's not going to cost you much. It's going to be $10 for 10 seconds.
$10 for 10 seconds.
Now, $15 get it for 15 seconds. Do you see how it's working here?
I see a pattern.
Yeah.
I think that's very
be
interesting.
Delivered by us, or if you want to say it yourself on the phone, you can do that too. But
so you're going to record those, because you're not going to have live call-ins, so it's going to be...
Well, we will if they wish to do that. In other words, we will not have a call-in unless it is...
for a reason.
Scripted, or the person knows ahead of time.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
But I still love to promote. I love people to death, but we just don't have the time, Cindy.
Well, I'll try and take on that burden. So anybody that comes to you said, hey, you can be on the Cindy Cochran Show, she'll take anybody. But that would be the perfect time to do something like that. So yeah, you give them to me, it'll be fine. So we love that. Now, how can someone say, you need me on your show? They go to your Facebook?
I'd go to Hanging with the Hayters on Facebook.
Hanging, not hanging.
Not hanging. Hanging
with the Hayters. Hayters.
And it's, 4 words. And make a comment there. And if you cannot remember Hanging with the Hayters, you probably... go ahead and put it
Mark
on
Hayter.
Mark Hayter. That'll do it.
I figured out how to find y'all all different kind of ways, because I wanted to get your picture on, post that. So I finally went to your Facebook, and there it was in all its glory. Beautiful picture taken by one of our sponsors, Brad Meyer, BK Meyer Photography.
Brad Meyer is one of your sponsors?
Yes,
I could take that man and...
you just love him. I know you love him. And he's the one that I should be sponsoring him, really, because I'm telling you, that guy did wonders.
Didn't he?
With my age. You just go through this time machine with his filters and his camera that he has, that it just brings you back to where you might have been 20 years ago. But I love what he does. In this way, it's okay. I can go out in public, nobody recognizes me, because he made me look so young. And it was wonderful. So he's great, and he did a great job with you guys in your picture.
I was dreading that photo shoot, because I haven't seen a good picture of me, and I don't know when. And he did
either.
Great.
No, he did. And that one that you use now for your profile, so beautiful.
I know. Photoshop, it's great.
I just wish I had a very dead girl. I'm sorry. No.
Friend. Now, see, but I want something that I can put around my neck and has a projector like this, and can project like they do in the movies, how they make, like Tron they made, they make him look so young. That's what I'm looking for, is that, and it'll be wonderful. I mean, we can go back in time. Yes, Mark, do you have a question?
Oh, no, I was just going to say, the biggest fear in this, that Brad is so good, is if, somebody calls, hey, Hayter, I need you to, I'd like you to do some public speaking or something, and you get the same thing. They've seen my picture in the newspaper and all of this. It doesn't show up. Wait, Mark couldn't make it? No, Mark. What? Are you?
And when did you take that picture?
Really?
It's in the
Who
newspaper?
took that picture of
50
you?
years
That's
ago.
always scary.
Listen, we got to go. We'll be right back. This is got Heartbreak coming up, and Heartbreak coming up, and when we come back, I'm going to talk to Mr. Bob Berry about the open carry and the confusion of the open carry. And it's not alcohol; it's your gun. So anyway, we'll be back with that, and also some movie reviews in our last segment. So don't go away. Be right back with the Cindy Cochran Show.
The Cindy Cochran Show. Even if these walls could talk, they couldn't get a word in edgewise.
The East Texas Dream Center is in need of your help. We are a nonprofit Christian organization that houses women and children who are trying to get their lives back after being homeless, abused, or addicted. We are conveniently located at 301 South 1st Street, Conroe, Texas, 77301, right here in Montgomery County. Our needs are financial, and every needs of gasoline, cleaning supplies, laundry soap, Lysol, and whatever else God puts in your heart. To help our ladies and children, please consider a donation. You may visit our website at www.easttexasdreamcenter.org. Again, so you don't forget, it's www.easttexasdreamcenter.org. Donations are tax deductible. Remember what Jesus said, with God, nothing is impossible.
In a world where everyone with a smartphone is a photographer, unique images still stand out in local newspapers, magazines, and on the internet. Writer and photographer Brad Meyer has gained a reputation for innovation and quality, specializing in an editorial approach to portraits and event photography. For information, visit bkmeyer.com or call 281-221-4812.
Tune in to Chamber Chat with your host, Courtney Galley and Samantha Good, with the Conroe Lake Conroe Chamber of Commerce, every first Tuesday of the month at 11 a.m. I'm one of your hosts, Courtney Galley. Samantha and I will chat about the Conroe Chamber's upcoming events and programs for the month. Relax with a cup of joe or your favorite drink for Chamber Chat.
Conroe now has another first. The Cindy Cochran Show. Mornings at 10 a.m. on irlonestar.com.
And we're back on the Cindy Cochran Show. Thank you so much for listening. We're in our last segment. We've got about 6 minutes here, so we're going to talk to Bob Berry quickly about the open carry laws about the guns here in Texas.
Is Bob here?
Yes, he's here. He's still here. Bless his heart. He's been so patient. Okay, Bob. So first question is, where's the confusion mostly about the open carry?
When you read it in the book.
That's
the first confusion right there. It actually it's pretty easy.
Okay.
You have to have a license.
Right.
Regardless.
And a policeman can ask you to see your license. Right. If they see you carrying a gun.
And that's another little sidebar on that.
Okay.
But what really happens is most people who have guns have a concealed handgun license. And that's the way it's been for years.
Mm-hmm.
Now we've got this into it now to where it is open carry.
Mm-hmm.
And same thing, you have to have a permit for that as well. What happens is where it gets confusing is what you can go into and what you can't go into.
Right.
Okay. Typically, the main thing is a courthouse or any building where a judge is at. So basically, like in our building right now where we have municipal court right next door.
Right.
You know, same access to that. And then there's also a judge's office in our side of it on the police side.
Mm-hmm.
So that automatically makes it where you're not able to go into a government building because of the judge in the court.
Right.
Okay, that's one of the violations of the state law. The other part of it is any building that has a sign that says no guns. If it's a restaurant and they say no guns, it automatically makes it that way.
But like the campuses, there's parts of the campuses that you can carry the gun and parts you can't, right? So you have, where do you drop off the gun to walk into the zone where you can't carry it? What do you do with it?
That's a good question as to what you're going to have to do with the gun. And it doesn't matter if it's concealed or not concealed or open, doesn't matter. when it gets to the schools, the colleges, high schools, or whatever, they have their own policies.
Okay.
And they will be able to tell you what you need to do, and they'll also tell you what buildings you can come in and what you can't. They'll have the signs on the doors.
So I can go into Kroger with my sidearm.
Unless Judge Kathy Hamilton's there, in which case she's a judge and you cannot take.
See, not knowing if there's a judge in the house.
Yeah.
Is there a judge in the house? And go in there and bring my gun and shop for clothes and
theoretically,
food.
yes. Now,
yes.
if XYZ store says
no guns,
okay, you can't bring your
so
gun
that's
in.
all up to the owner of any kind of institution like that. That's up to the owner or the corporation to do it. Okay, so
that's the short side of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But okay, so next Monday, let's talk about the long side of that, and there's so much going on about this, and what you have to go through to get that, and can it be seen? Does it have to be seen, or can you put it behind your jacket and it's in there, or strap it to your leg, and that way there's more suspicious of why you're carrying it. Okay. Anyway, we will be back.
Please tell me you're carrying a gun, sir.
You'll be back Monday. Bob's with us every Monday, so you guys can always call and ask questions to him about anything like this. Okay, guys, here's the movie I saw. You saw Star Wars. Richard's finally seen Star Wars.
Well, Richard?
So, and Richard, you give it 2 thumbs up, 3, 4, 5 thumbs up.
It was okay.
It was
That's what I said.
He was not going to say,
There were,
it was fabulous.
I mean, I could chat about it.
No,
some
he can chat about it.
There's some elements I just didn't really get.
He didn't roll his eyes, so...
Yeah. Okay.
Hateful Eight, I got to find out.
Okay.
I'm going to see that regardless.
I know you will. This is what's so bad, but this confirms that Kay should not go with you.
Oh, yeah.
This is the worst movie I think I can remember ever
and you
seeing.
saw Mordecai. Go ahead.
And I saw Mordecai.
And she likes Paul Blart. So
listen.
You gotta get the scale first,
No,
Cindy.
listen.
What does Cindy like? What does Cindy not like?
Listen, everybody, listen. You go look at the critics and what they've said about this. They said the craftsmanship is there. I don't know what they were talking about, except that maybe he kept the camera focused and through the whole thing, and that was good. But the way Kurt Russell, if you ever saw Big Trouble in Little China, the way he delivered all of his lines in that movie, it's like Tarantino said, I want that. Give me that. Give me more of the little, Big Trouble in Little China. Yeah. And that's what he sounded like. If you close your eyes, you think you're watching that movie, listening to that movie. And so that was ridiculous. It was the violence. You know you're going to go see Quentin, so it's going to be violent. And it's horrible. I mean, it's like over ridiculous violence. The sexual aspect of it, oh my word, the stuff that he talks about and that you see, it's just like, why? And then the racial side of it. I mean, if the N-word, offends you, it's in there so many times you wouldn't believe how.
I'm
surprised.
Samuel Jackson saying it.
And he's they're saying it about him, but it is just it's like, and I'm looking around like, are we going to be shut down here? Why are they? How could he do this? And so that's all in your face. The way the lines are delivered, it's like watching a bad play. That's how I feel about it, and I'm so glad the popcorn was good because that was it for that show. It was just if the popcorn was good. So I felt like going forward Sunday to try and cleanse my soul of having seen that. I can't get rid of it now. So anyway, you guys go ahead and go see it and have a good time.
Just so somebody gets killed. That's all. That's mine.
Lots of killing and blood and guts and everything. Okay, guys, we got to go. We'll be back tomorrow. Do have a good day, beautiful day. Make somebody happy. Remember, God loves you. God's got this. And everything's going to be okay. We'll see you tomorrow on the Cindy Cochran Show.
Thank you for checking out a podcast on Lone Star Internet Radio. Lone Star Internet Radio is Montgomery County's community radio station, broadcasting from the heart of Conroe, Texas. If you are interested in sponsoring a program for Lone Star Internet Radio, just visit us online at irlonestar.com or message us on Facebook. We are always taking song requests on Twitter, and if you are interested in getting involved with the station, by either hosting your own show or if you want to be a DJ, just contact Dick at irlonestar.com. Lone Star Internet Radio, Montgomery County's community radio station.